Good evening, Commanders Nation. So, we lost last night, 31-17 to the Bengals, but it's preseason. You know, the most important thing, no injuries, and just continue to progress as a team. But honestly, I still feel like there was a good amount of positive stuff, positive strides, bunch of studs last night that you can take away from this and continue to move forward in the right direction. I think our team looked much better a little bit last night compared to the first week of the preseason. But still, anyways, in this video, I'm going to go over some studs from last night's game and just a quick recap. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. So honestly, like just going over like the overall stats. Before I get to the players, I mean, we only had 270 yards in total, but to me, this is like a tale of two teams. You know, we saw our first team offense score a touchdown in freaking less than 5 plays. You know, 85 yards in total passing, but the thing is, like, we saw Sam Hartman come in, and then we saw the overall stagnant. I don't want to dog on Hartman, but like, God bless him and his hair, but he ain't a quarterback in the NFL. He's not. We all know he's there to be Jaden Daniels' BFF, but you know, it's been exhibited throughout training camp, throughout the entire offseason. Coach Cliff talked about it. But anyways, 4-10 on third down. We did lower our penalties. We looked more disciplined this week. Granted, you can only go freaking up from the first week against the Patriots. But anyways, this is just a quick overview. Honestly, this is not a... If anything, this is indicative more towards our depth than anything. But I'm not worried, man. Anyways, let's just go over to the studs real quick. Because first off, let's just play some of these clips. Jaden Daniels. I'm sorry. Like, the overall electric vibe that Jaden Daniels brings, you can tell it not only is it still there, but like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, to me, I'm just like, fucking hell, like, what he gave us last year, he's going to be better than that, which is insane to think about, considering what he gave us last year. I'm super excited, man. Obviously, it was just evident, even though he didn't have a pass completed, but like, it was just evident within 4 plays, a touchdown. Kudos to Jaden Daniels. Krosky Merritt and freaking Chris Rodriguez. Now, I mean, I made a video regarding Brian Robinson Jr. How, I mean, him not playing yesterday is a clear sign that he's not going to be in the team. Either he's going to be traded or he's going to be cut. I mean, ideally, I'll lean towards him being traded than him being cut. I feel like we can still use him. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be, like, you know, with him not playing, I think the door's been closed. The door's been closed, and the door's been open for freaking Bill and Chris Rodriguez. I made a prediction about Chris, too. I mean, I'm not a freaking, mentalist, but, but and they both showed out. These two combined for 108 yards on just 17 carries. And Bill, we saw that, that long touchdown run. This is Chris Rodriguez, 40-yard run that set up. That didn't set up, sorry. But in another drive, Bill had a long touchdown run. But, this is I believe, the play. Yep. Bill. Kudos to our offensive line as well, man. Our offensive line, John Bates, the best blocking tight end in the NFL. If you look closely, John Bates took out 2 dudes. Look at this. Took out number 44 and 55. Look at this. I feel like a freaking scout. Boom. Both of them. Fuck out of my way. And look at that. Clear path. And then it's all speed. All speed. A home run threat that we haven't had in years. And what Krosky Merritt brings. Boom. Love it. I feel like one of those Twitter scouts, man. But anyways, those 2 dudes are definitely like on my board. Like they showed out. Not only showed out, but like impressed, and also gave me confidence. C-Rod, if Brian Robinson's not here, and which most likely going to be, the case, C-Rod is going to be leaning on him. He's going to be our goal line back. I mean, coaches have raved about him, how he's improved this offseason, but like, we're gonna rely on these two dudes, and and to me they showed up. Anyways, Jalen Lane also, like early on in this training camp thing, I was saying like, oh shoot, Jalen Lane versus Luke McCaffrey for slot. Lane is like during these, like, even though the first week he didn't really get to play that much. Granted, I mean he did play, but he just didn't get that much production in there. But granted, I think there's more on quarterback play. But last night, man, Lane, he had 3 receptions for 42 yards, including a beautiful diving reception. He also had a punt return for 11 yards, north-south, not east-west, north-south. 1 kickoff return for 22 yards. I'm predicting Lane to have a very underrated season for us this year. Like, I think this dude is going to be it for, I think. Like, I'm getting Jameson Crowder vibes. And I'm talking about, like, the overall comparison to, like, him as a Jameson Crowder. But, like, when Jameson Crowder, I don't know if y'all remember, Jameson Crowder was a 4th-round pick as well for us back in freaking, I forgot which year, under Scott McLuhan. We had that, like, he was balling out in training camp, and he ended up producing his rookie year as a 4th-round pick. I'm, like, getting those vibes or that feeling from Lane as well, where I'm just like, 4th-round pick wide receiver. Granted, they're 2 totally different players, but I'm just like, he's giving me that vibe. I was like, no, he is going to contribute his rookie year, both on special teams and on the slot. Like, I don't know, man. I'm super excited. I'm super excited about our overall draft class from this year. Like, all 5 of them are balling out, man. I'm going to get to Connolly Jr. later on. But Colson Yankov was good, yeah. But this is another one that I want to highlight, Javon Kinlaw. In limited playing time, you saw him, like, disrupting, like, shredding these guards, man. And like, this is a guy also, I'm just like, in my opinion, when they first signed him, I was like, I don't know, they probably overpaid. They probably overpaid. I've read some stats from him from how he played with the Jets last year, and I was like, shit. But he's been probably the most disruptive D lineman that we've had all of training camp. You see his freaking interviews and you just want to run through a brick wall. This guy's locked in. And you saw it last night. I was like, oh, hell, like, Jesus. Like, he's already a freak of nature, like, physicality-wise. And the announcers compared this last year where they were just like, when we signed Frankie Louvu and he ended up being an all-pro, they're just like, they think Javon Kinlaw could do the same thing possibly for us, where he was a bit of an underrated signing. I will admit, Frankie Louvu did come off from the Panthers more decorated, I guess. Kinlaw has more to prove than Louvu did. But Kinlaw could very well be that guy, man. I mean, like I don't want to jinx it, but, like, he could possibly rival Payne as our, production-wise this year. Hell, man. And also, I mean, he started over Newton. We don't know how that rotation is going to be like. I still feel like Kinlaw's going to play out on the end or in the edge a bit, but shout out to Kinlaw, man. They're talking about the duds here. I don't want to talk about I don't want to speak negative on this game, dude. I also want to talk about Connolly Jr. He played much more than the rest of the starters. But Connolly Jr., I didn't see him struggling whatsoever. I saw him, setting the edges, and a long touchdown run by actually Bill. He was there, obviously along with John Bates. But, like, Connolly Jr., ladies and gentlemen, like, I still feel like he's gonna be one of those rookies that progresses and, like, gets better as the season gets along. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts off the season a bit funky, if that makes sense. But with the way Wiley played at left tackle last night, which is very impressive, Wiley's gonna be that. I mean, I don't know yet what's gonna happen there, but, like, Connolly Jr. is impressing, man. Like, I'm leaning towards him starting week 1. I know in the depth chart they have Wiley, but then again, it's just a depth chart. We don't know yet. But I don't know, man. I still feel like by the end of this season, this upcoming season, not the overall career wise, this upcoming season, Connolly Jr. will end up being or end up having the best rookie campaign. Meaning by the end of by week 17, his play will be better than everybody else's play, including Bill's. Amos too. I'm just super bullish on Connolly Jr., man. I love all our picks. I love all our picks this year, all 5 of them. But Connolly Jr., man, he just has the makings of a franchise. I was going to say left tackle because I feel like he's going to replace Tunsil once Tunsil retires. They're going to move him more to the left. But the franchise tackle. You know, he's going to be with, I'm super happy with that pick, man. Other dudes I want to note, Quan Martin made two critical stops on the first drive against the Bengals. A hard-nosed tackler. Quan Martin, ladies and gentlemen, is in line for a breakout. I've been yelling this for Quan Martin. I've been yelling it. He's in line for a breakout season. Will Harris, beautiful coverage. I believe it was in the goal line, but not in goal line. I think it was 3rd and 2, if I'm not mistaken. But beautiful coverage. He did miss one tackle though. But Will Harris impressed me, dude. Will Harris impressed me. You know, I think Dietrich Wise, that flag against him was a bit BS on the sack. Dietrich Wise did his thing. You know, I also want to talk about guys I'm thinking about the first team defense, man, because a lot of people were complaining about our cornerback play, and rightfully so. The cornerback play after the starters got out, it got worsened. It was it got to the point where it was just Jesus Christ, what the fuck? What are we doing? But one thing I want to know is that Jonathan Jones didn't play last night. Jonathan Jones is one of the most underrated signings. He can play the inside. He can play the outside. Just him having there as just a vet insurance gives me a lot of solace. Noah Igbenogany has had a great, his preseason week 1. He was one of the few studs that we had. Noah Igbenogany is a guy. The slot. I have no problem with him. If God forbid Santa still gets injured, I'm not going to lose sleep with knowing that Igbenogany is going to start. But granted, behind those two, yeah, you want to obviously get more improved depth. But yeah, man, those are my main guys. Obviously, Jaden Daniels, we all know he does his thing. Yeah, he barely played though. But I also want to give a shout out to Andrew Wiley as well. Andrew Wiley held it down at left tackle, which I haven't really seen him play since he got here in Washington. Here, been predominantly right tackle, even some right guard, but. Andrew Wiley, great depth this year. Or if he just starts, nothing set in stone yet. Nick Allegretti also did his thing. Tyler B, the O-line, the first team O-line. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna end this video here. I'm gonna make a video on Bill. It's just he is time ticking bomb, man. He's gonna be a fan favorite. He already is a fan favorite, but he is gonna be on a level of I don't want to jinx that one either. I was about to say a name, but yeah, man. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not worried about this L at all. I mean, I think nobody is, honestly. It's just more of just we gotta wait for let's get no injuries. Let's learn from these mistakes and let's move forward and let's go. Let's freaking go. But of course, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. To the next video, peace, y'all.